Alright, so I ain't done one of these things in a little while where I sit here in this spot on my couch and I play with this shitty hair and this beard that I've got. But the last time I heard it in America, you were innocent until proven guilty. But then a handful of years ago, we came up on the Duke Lacrosse issue, where some young men uh, who had lives ahead of them were accused of something that later turned out to be absolute bullshit. And before I get too far into this, I don't want to discount anything to do with sexual assault, with rape, with anything to do with that. Okay, women have the same rights as men in this country. You shouldn't have to put up with anything in the workplace that you don't want to put up with. I understand that. Okay, some guy shouldn't be able to walk up behind you while you're working and rub his hard dick on your ass because he feels like he's superior to you. Flash forward 2017 to November. Matt Lauer. Somebody accused Matt Lauer, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't particularly like Matt Lauer in any way, shape, or form. He kind of seemed like he was interviewing people like he was trying to groom women along the way. Like, I always felt that Matt Lauer was creepy. But in Matt Lauer's defense, somebody made an accusation on a Monday night, and he didn't go to work on Wednesday morning because he got fucking fired. He got fired from his job. So whatever happened to due process of the law? You get accused of something, you get brought before a court to be heard by a jury of your peers. They present the evidence, the facts, the this, the that, okay, and you go to court and you do your shit before they make a decision. Well, in 2017, almost 2018, all these ladies in Hollywood, and again, I don't discount anybody who got, if something actually legitimately happened to them, but the Washington Post, which is the most liberal newspaper in all of America, put forth a ad today that spoke about, or maybe it was yesterday, today or yesterday, I don't know exactly what had happened, so don't quote me on that, but they put forth an ad talking about you can't just automatically assume that something that a woman puts forth is truth. Like, not every woman is a victim. And it seems like the America that we live in the last, like, well, however far back that Weinstein fucker went, people just keep coming out and coming out and coming out and coming out and coming out, and then you realize that every single person you see that's on television and every single politician that you see seems to be like this greasy, disgusting bastard toward all these women. But then you have to question how many of these women are just making these stories up. And again, I don't want to discount if any of these women have ever been through any sort of an issue with any of these people legitimately, but Matt Lauer, I mean, he seems like a greasy fucker, but he's been on NBC my entire life. So, I mean, what's next? Al Roker was getting his stomach bypass surgery, and he woke up in his sleep and was shaking his dick at somebody. I mean, I doubt that ever happened either, but... And then there's Louis C.K. Louis is awesome. I watch Louis, and Louis makes me want to go out and be a comedian because he's just a dry, normal guy. But he asked women, well, hey, can I jack off looking at you? And the women agreed to it. And now those women come out and talk about how, well, they felt remorse after letting Louis C.K. jerk off looking at them. They consented to that. But then there was a lady about Louis C.K. who believes that she was on the telephone with him while he was jerking it. And the last time I checked, there was no crime against talking on the telephone with somebody and jerking it off, if that's your thing. And don't get me wrong, that's not my thing. I just feel like all these accusations, all these things, these women against Trump, this it doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or if you're a Republican at this point. There are women all over the country that neglected to report things that happened years ago. And now all of a sudden they come out. And how many of them are real? How many of them are fake? You'll never know. But the problem with it is that none of the men that are getting accused get due process of the law. So it went the other way around. Say Janet Reno went and rubbed her ass on some guy, and he accused her. And she lost her job the next day. I still believe that she would require due process of the law. If Hillary Clinton, in her infinite number of pantsuits, came out and she grabbed Bernie Sanders by the dick, if she got fired 2 days later, I would expect that she would get due process of the law and not get fired from her job immediately. Like, there's these people, their entire lives, their entire careers are being destroyed because of an accusation from one person to another, and there's no facts, there's no evidence, there's nothing. It's just your word against theirs. And that's not right. That's not the country that we live in. If somebody's going to accuse somebody of something, it should go to court, go to trial. And, I mean, there's laws to protect the accuser, much like in the Duke Lacrosse case, where the accuser, her name never came out. And that shit was all false. But those 4 guys that played Duke Lacrosse, their lives are forever ruined because somebody made a false accusation. I don't know. It's a strange time that we live in. Strange time. And perhaps I may be one of the only people that will speak out on this particular social media platform. Anyway, that's all I've got to say for now.